Okay guys, so Engage has just released some new paddles, but we're going to dive into the Pro 1s first. The Pro S1, the Pro 6.0, and the Pro 1. If you're looking to destroy your opponents with a paddle that has all the cards, look no further. Besides our other videos, let's geek into it. This was actually my first time hitting with an Engage paddle for a good period of time. I played with one of my good friends, Rocky Zuko, whom is very popular here in Arizona, and he is actually an avid Engage paddle player. So I had him play alongside with me and test out the paddle as well. So in these clips, you'll be able to see him hitting the absolute filth out of the ball. Okay, so here's the first thing you'll notice when unwrapping these paddles. They almost have the same design as all the other paddles that they came out with. I dig it. Keep it simple. Easy way to just get the product out to the manufacturer and to the people. They do actually have some different colors that you can buy. So if you get the veteran option, which is pretty cool, check that out because every purchase goes towards a veteran focused charity. So the only difference you'll notice is the round shape, whereas the other models used to have a rectangular square shape on the edges. With the round shape, I think it eliminated a lot of the dead spots that you got with those square edges from the other MX models. Engage claims it gives more of an aerodynamic effect, which feels true. The sweet spot and the swing speed actually did feel better. So we're going to be diving into the 6.0 Pro first, and we'll get to the Pro 1 next. This model was favoring the control side of the spectrum. I loved it because it really does have everything you need to complement your game. It has much more power than I thought, so that was a bit to get used to. I wasn't expecting from how little it took to put a ton of power on the ball. One thing Engage claims is that the dwell time on this paddle is longer than most paddles, so that probably explains why it has such good pop and power. Dinks and transition work came naturally for me because of the softness of the paddle. It is a 15.875 millimeter, so it's right under the soft and leaning towards power. I still needed to follow through a bit more on my shots to carry the ball over, but this is playing stock. Putting on some lead tape will increase the weight from its 8-ounce base, but the results will be a lot better. Don't forget, just about every pro adds weight to their paddle to make life a lot easier. But one thing I loved about this paddle, if you're going to pick up this paddle randomly on the park, it's already got a ton of qualities to where you don't have to customize it. Engage really narrowed it down to all. I will say that it is easy on the elbow. It is vibration dampening, so that's partially the reason. Both paddles have the same measurements, 16.5 by 7.5 inches and 5.875 handle length. So the grip is actually 4 1/4 on both models, and the aerodynamic shape, like we mentioned earlier, also is the same. Let's dive into the Pro 1. They kept it simple and consistent with their Pro models. The Pro 1 is different because it's thinner. It's not a 14, it's a 1/2 inch, which is 12.7 millimeters exactly. So you get a different feel entirely. We have the same surface as well. T700 carbon fiber, and a bigger difference from the 6.0 is ultimate power. With a 12.7, you get a PaddleTech TKO type of power. So you can really play tennis, especially with the handle being so long. It is like a racket, so definitely enough room for the old Tui. But the difference between the PaddleTech and Engage is feel. I felt a lot more forgiveness and control with the Pro 1 than I did the Alshon PaddleTech paddle. There is not much dead spots, so it's very consistent throughout the entire paddle and almost feels unfair to even compare it to the 6.0. You get pop, a lot more power, and spin. The paddle really does all the work for you. You just have to be the perfect swivel. Both models have the same amount of spin. I love the exposed raw T700 surface and what it did to the ball. They say the spin is unmatched, but I think every company says that now. It's just good marketing. In actual play, the spin is good. I have no complaints. The big diff between the 6.0 and the Pro 1 is if you don't hit the ball with technique, or add a little quick wrist flick, the ball is probably going to go out. So for both models, if you don't add any technique when you are receiving a topspin drive or chest high slice, the grit is very good. So the paddle will grab the ball and die on your paddle. This paddle will work against you if you are not utilizing technique. Sometimes I miss the fiberglass days. So if you're indecisive and you're like, which one do I get? I always recommend the thicker core for the control player who wants to feel the ball more. So if you're like me and you love to drop, dink, get the best resets out of your paddle, get the 15.8, which is the Pro1 6.0. It will complement your game and make you a great pickleball player. Remember, it's the paddle, not you. If you are that high level player and you like to be aggressive and rock singles on the court, or you just want an advantage in the higher level competition, the 12.7 Pro1 is just for you. It is powerful, so remember you will need to utilize a little bit more advanced technique to keep the ball in play. Or else, if you don't know what you're doing and keep hitting the ball flat, it's just gonna go out or in the net, either or. For the older demographic, I always do recommend the powerful paddle, but if you're looking to stay away from tennis elbow, maybe demo the thicker core first, which is the Pro1 6.0. This paddle is around $260 on the Engage website, but with our discount code BrionesPB, you support what we do and you also save $50 on your purchase. Or sign up for a chance to win in our giveaway. You can actually win this paddle or one of the other paddles in our lineup. So look for that in the link below and you might just win it. Hey, you never know. You could be that guy. Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks, Rocky. See you on the courts.